Hello, welcome to our gameplay video. Kevin, myself versus Luke.
That's awesome.
Luke's going to win the cut with bounce and then decide whether he goes first or second after looking at his starting hand.
Yeah, I'll go first. Ready?
Sure. I got my phone.
Shot.
Oh yeah, it's a good start.
Shade is not good for me, so I decide to use one of my counter spells, Drown, to try and stop it, but then Luke immediately plays Decide to find an answer to my Drown. Right now, Luke has no answer to Drown in his hand, but he picks up 3 really good cards for the situation in the form of Clever, again, and Exodus.
Oh, it's one card from your hand?
Yeah, so you get any of those now.
It's like the best.
Oh, I don't think I've ever played it that way.
You will be keeping all 3 of these cards. I would probably put back Feast,
What's going on?
and it looks like he put back Loot. I probably wouldn't have. I would probably put back Delta there, but I get it. Delta's a great attacker and offers. He's also on the offense right now, so if he can get a Delta in, he can win the game this turn. So back on Luke for Drown, and he slams the Clever to counter my Drown, so his Shade can resolve. Here I decide to play my draw spell, Query, to look at the top 3 cards of the deck, add 1 to my hand, and then shuffle the rest back in. Can't remember exactly what I got here, but I believe I took Coax to try to counter Shade entirely. Shuffle him back in, and I'm here to play Coax, which will reveal Luke's whole hand. So even though I'm losing the counter fight, I'll get perfect information, because once the card's revealed in tournament play, it remains revealed. So Shade will have no cards that can be played face down. Luke responds with Exodus to draw a card, and it's still on him for Coax, and he decides to play Null to just go ahead and just counter the whole stack. Counter everything in the loop. I decide to bust down Exodus here and decide before Null resolves, because Exodus can attack for infinity. I think that was just a straight misplay. I think there's no need for me to waste that here. Now Null's active, so there's no space for any of these cards anymore, and they don't have effects, so they just resolve to the graveyard. There's no reason for Luke to play any more cards, so he just moves to attack phase.
Pass. Go attackers.
Pass.
No attacks.
Null's effect is now no longer active, and I am going to play Expand, get a force space, and then try to go for some kind of kill here with my 4 attackers.
Pass.
It's going to be hard for me to do that because Luke has Again and Wild.
Yikes! What are you taking?
Secrets.
I don't know.
I think about it for a long time. I think, wow, Again has a ton of good targets here. What is he going to target? So I decided to play Explode to try to get rid of all of his relevant targets, but that's a big misplay because I have 4 creatures.
Pass.
I'm just completely minusing myself here in card advantage. And then here, Again, just picks up Explode and adds it to the loop. And then I pass on it, which I guess all in all, it doesn't look that bad, but I think that I should just let Luke pick up one of those other cards. So here it's still my main phase, so I'm going to play Omega to try to exile Explode to get the win right here.
Pass.
Exile. Pass to attacks.
Luke is going to respond by playing Delta, shuffling Omega back into the deck if it resolves.
Shoot. Yeah.
Shuffle them in. Suppose I'm the one to shuffle, huh?
I think I should have played the double in my hand there. to try to find an answer to that, because yeah, I should have just done that in response to the Delta to try to find a counter spell. It's another misplay on my part. I would have drawn a card,
Yes.
got some more information, been able to respond to the Delta,
Pass to attacks.
but I didn't. So that's the beauty of scale, you know, like there's plenty of opportunities to get better at this game. I had no good attacks on my turn, so it immediately goes to Luke's turn because I decided not to attack.
Void. How many spaces do you have?
I have 4.
4.
Yep.
Good?
Yep.
So it resolves, and he's going to blow up my
Yeah.
space containing double, which will exile the card.
Pass to attacks.
So then here I'm going to try to stop the attacks with Fierce, which is not the optimal use of Fierce. The optimal use of Fierce is for attacking.
Pass.
Pass.
Good.
So I'm going to pass. Luke draws the Omega that he shuffled back in
Omega.
and plays it.
Yeah.
Neither of my cards do anything. I mean, honestly, I should have rotted there. There again, I should have played rot and switched out that Omega for something else, because Prune doesn't do anything. I don't know what if I was tired or what, but so here I'm going to try to rot my own Prune. Switch it for something else. Luke's going to look, but he's already 2 cards ahead here, which is Spell and Demise. I'm out of cards. He's got 30, a 20, and a 30.
Switch.
So I'm going to switch these 2 out, and I'm probably going to go get again, which I do, to pick up one of the 30s,
Pass.
either Delta or Omega. I'm going to pick the Omega for whatever reason, because of the exile effect, I guess, and he's going to let that resolve, and I'll exile Delta, and then boom, Luke's going to play Barry here. Still Luke's main phase. He's going to go exile something. He's just going to get end out of there,
So you don't want to draw that when you're ready?
which would restarted the game if I draw it, but I believe this is the last turn of the game with Wild in his hand. He's going to draw a card. He draws Banish off of the Barry. He's going to play Wild, and then he's going to
Omega.
become Omega for the turn, and then exile Omega. So now I don't have enough defenders to stop this attack, because the Wild, that's Omega, needs 2 defenders, so I'll take 27 points
Hey, Luke.
of damage and pay him 27 treasure, and the game is over. Good game, Luke.